What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and today I'm joined by
Gersh
1.0
and this is
for the greater
WAAAGH. This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. That is what Michael Howell did. He asks, is there any instance of any Xenos coming to Terra pre-Imperium to stop an action or set up events to help or stop the Emperor? Not necessarily for the purpose of helping the Emperor. There have been Xenos that have visited Terra. If you go way back, super way back, before even humans, Homo sapiens existed, you have the old ones who visited Terra and probably terraformed the planet a little bit and pushed apes in the direction of, like, us humans.
Yeah.
And then later on, it is theorized that the Loch Ness Monster is actually a tyrannid hive form or a creature.
Right. Like Bigfoot and Yetis and Chupacabras.
Yeah. And then, of course, we were visited kind of by Necrons on Mars. It's theorized that the Catan,
yeah.
so the shard that's on Mars, the Void Dragon might be Necron in origin.
Well, I mean, they're star gods, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. But it's not. I thought it was a Catan shard. The Void Dragon might be a Catan shard.
They're saying that they might be the whole, like, Uncharted one.
Oh.
Like it's legit.
Uncharted.
Yeah, Uncharted.
Okay. And yeah, that's pretty much it as far as Xenos visiting Terra.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's a Gene Stealer infestation.
True. But we don't talk about that.
No. Next one.
That fish guy 95. Is Gersh afraid of the doctors?
I'm not afraid of the doctors. I just don't really see the purpose of a doctor. It's like, I feel sick. No, you're fine. No, but I feel sick. All right, let's run some tests. Can you come to this place? Sure. There's a $500 deductible. All right, never mind. I'm good.
Oh, we found out you just need to take some Tylenol.
Yeah. So no, thank you. I'll die in peace. Next question. I have one from Iron Stark. What if the traitor Primarchs and loyalist Primarchs switched roles? Who do you think would be the new leader of the heresy? Sanguinius or someone else? And what do you think the outcome would be, better or worse, for the Imperium? I think a loyalist Primarch that has turned traitor, or that would be a good traitor and good to lead, would have to be, what's his name? The Lion. I feel that way. What about you?
I mean, duality-wise, it'd be cool if it was Sanguinius, because Sanguinius and Horus were best buds, and still having that duality when they fight each other would be pretty cool. But
most of their chapters too are like pretty cornish.
Yeah, they're both into like fighting, close combat-y and whatnot.
Blood.
Yeah, I'd say with Sanguinius.
Now, what about what would be a good traitor to turn to loyalist? Alfarius, I would say.
We don't know if he's a traitor. He could be a traitor loyalist.
Well, I think he would be a good, because right now he is a loyalist traitor who acted loyal. So it would be cool to have a traitor who's a loyalist who's actually a traitor, if that makes sense.
But Angron, it'd be pretty cool to see how Angron would do if he was a good guy.
Yep. Next one.
Andrew Frazier. How tough is Space Marine armor? I see orcs killing Space Marines with rusty orc choppers. I mean, their armor's pretty strong. Don't get me wrong. Like, if you fire it with, like, a last pistol, like, nothing's gonna happen.
And what you're referring to is not really, like, they're piercing through the armor. Like, when an orc chopper comes down, if you notice, it always hits him right here, or it him right here, like, in between the...
Where the armor plating is.
Yeah, so orcs aren't stupid when it comes to close combat.
Or maybe it's just probability.
Yeah, true. Yep.
But yeah, their armor is really strong. Like, they've gone through so many different types of Space Marine armor that this is, like, the lightest, yet the most durable.
Next question comes from ADOB. More kill team, more kill team, more kill team. Are we going to get any more kill team bat reps? Probably not soon. It took me a good day and a half to film that kill team battle report, and it got like 500 views. So yeah, there's no incentive. Next one.
This one's by Joseph McKinney. Who would win in a fight, Nicol Bolas or a resurrected Emperor of Man? So Nicol Bolas is the elder dragon from Magic the Gathering, like the main bad guy, so to speak.
He's from the set that they're remaking, right?
He was in
Ragnarok, right?
What?
Ragnarok? No,
Ravnica?
Yeah, Ravnica.
I mean, like, he takes part in all these, but I think he was originally from Amonkhet.
Oh.
Yeah. But anyway, the Emperor's already taken down a dragon, the Void Dragon. But the Void Dragon wasn't able to enter different planes. So, I mean, I feel like Nicol Bolas would win if he managed to planeswalk with the Emperor to a place where he's cut off from the warp, and then he'll take it. But if they're just duking it out, like, in the Emperor's, like, in the 40K universe, then the Emperor's got it.
Next question comes from Irkin Probe. What would happen if Thanos came to Terra through the Infinity Gate in the Imperial Palace? Infinity War trailer music plays. If Thanos entered Terra, I'm pretty sure that the, what are they called? The 300 Adeptus Custodes that are waiting right behind the Imperial Palace. Like in that little chamber. I think they would spring into action and Thanos would get wiped out.
You sure? I mean,
yep.
Without the Infinity Gauntlet, or you said with it?
It don't matter. I think either one. Because like if you look at it, the only reason Thanos survived that attack of all those superheroes going after him is because like the writers wanted him to. It's so easy to just be like, hey, look over there. Even in their little like thing that they were about to do, they were about to take the glove off. The glove actually did come off, and he was holding onto it like that. How many guys was that? Like less than 10?
Yeah.
If less than 10 guys can do that, I'm pretty sure 300 superhuman powered like guys can take on Thanos.
I'll give you this. MCU Thanos, yeah, but comic book Thanos, no.
Okay. Next one.
Laurenitis? How long do regular humans in 40K live for?
It depends.
Yeah, it depends on what planet they're from, if they have any mutations. But, I mean, usually it's the same thing as humanity now.
If anything, it might be a little lower just because there's so many Imperial Guardsmen that die before they even reach, like, 21.
Right.
But again, there's a lot of humans that have reached well over, a couple hundred years because of all the augmentation. But yeah. Next question comes from Joseph McKinney. Who would win in a fight? Oh no, you already answered that. Next one.
Hugh Gedney. This is LORT Guy 98, aka Hugh Gedney. One Mind Syndicate and Gersh 1, how are you guys doing? I'm remaking my character's lore to be an extremely powerful Arc Darkness Demon Emperor of Chaos. He is from Undivided and his name is Hugh the Great Dark One. He lives in the 5 dark demon worlds of Voidmar, located in the realm of Chaos. And he has his own demons, his own legion, and his own monster creations. What do you guys think? Sounds pretty cool. Sounds pretty badass. Yeah,
you gotta be careful though. You kind of, because he's Undivided, you kind of tend to like, well, no, you can do whatever you want, but like, having him Undivided and then having him like giving him powers where like he can create his own creatures and stuff like that, it might not feel like 40K. When you think of 40K, you think of the gods or whatever. So to say that he himself has most of the powers that the gods have, it kind of like borders on playing something completely different.
Yeah.
But if you want to do it to it. Put your back into
it. Yeah, I was going to say, just put your back into it, man.
Next one. I have one from Sidar. Should there be a character-driven story based in the golden/dark age of technology? And then he has an explanation. I've talked about this many times in 40K discords, and they don't want a form of storytelling like current 40K where it explains the whole universe because they like how unknown the golden age is. Many people don't like how gritty and over-exaggerated 40K is, and lots of them read novels in the style of Red Rising, if you know what that one is, where the main character is just experiencing the world for the first time. This would be a good way for GW to get money and maybe trick these people into reading the 40K books to see what these stories are a prequel to. For people who read the books, this would be a vast change from the norm and possibly a breath of fresh air. I would read Dark Age of Technology lore, but this is kind of the same answer as the guy before. If you take away the grim darkness and you try to make things a little like more connected to science and not so much the warp, you lose that element of 40K that makes 40K 40K.
Right.
Like you like fantasy because there's dwarves and elves and like magic. You like 40K because there's floating skulls, preachers. They're like, it's very like gothic and very grim dark.
Right.
If you take that away, then you're a completely different thing, and then you run the risk that if you create these books that are really, really good books, and they're good reads, people are gonna look for that same style. They're not gonna say, "Oh, this is a prequel to this game that's nothing like these stories," because these stories focus more on science and like the colonization of humanity before the Imperium, and now you're talking about the Imperium and you're talking about like stuff that doesn't connect. And then what you have is like in Star Wars, where like the original or the movies are very different than what you're getting in the games. There was a game recently with all those cool trailers where like, you know, before the Sith were...
Oh, yeah.
Like their knights and all that kind of stuff. That completely changes the way I looked at Jedi. Because you're used to having like the dark and the good, the light. But then with these guys, there's like a combination of the two. And
yeah, you have like gray Jedi now.
And that's supposed to be a prequel to even what's happening on now, so... But you do run that risk of changing it a little too much.
Yeah, even like you were talking about like prequels and stuff that happened before. Like look at like The Last Jedi and The Return of the Jedi and all this stuff. Like there's been a huge divide between people that really loved it and people that said, "Oh, this shouldn't even be canon. Like things don't make sense and stuff like that." So I think no matter what happens, you're always going to have that crowd that really likes it and that crowd that just hates it. So I mean, I think the best thing to do is just kind of stick true to the material and kind of just give it a good own like
its own voice.
Its own voice. There you go.
Those were the questions for today. If you guys want to ask us more questions, comment down below. Don't forget we have a Patreon, Facebook, and Instagram, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
That's right. Keep those questions coming. And as always, I'm the Sound Alchemist,
Gersh 1,
and we are out of here.
Always used to put my freedom first in any situation.